everyone doing?
Great.
I wasn't expecting a stage like this.
Oh, okay.
Hold the microphone. I'll hold the microphone. So, is everyone having a good time?
Yes.
Yeah? Is everyone having a good time? Yeah. There we go. Can everyone say Star Wars? Star Wars! Stockholm! Well, I'm really happy. I was going to go, yo, Joe! Well, I'm happy to be here. It's been really nice to see everyone today, and some familiar faces from when I was in Malmo, and I don't know if anyone went to Celebration in Anaheim. Yeah? Did you have a good time? Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. Cool. So who's coming tomorrow? Everyone's hand should be up. They're doing some like discounts, some good giveaway prizes at the tables tomorrow if you come tomorrow. Maybe get some lightsaber lessons.
Maybe. Oh, that was me, I think. Sorry. Any questions for Mr. Bart? Here we go.
501st.
How does it feel, how did it feel being Snake Eyes, like being quiet all the time?
You know, that was a bit of a challenge because I always like to talk. But it was actually nice not to have any dialogue because I felt like Snake Eyes was more in his body language. And I'm a physical performer, so I've been doing martial arts since I was 7, and in competition or in demonstration, because in the Kung Fu style, Wushu style that I do, some of the performances are done for an exhibition, so you're entertaining the audience, and so that's where Snake Eyes was close to home for me in that. So I like being physical, and I'm a big fan of Charlie Chaplin, or any of the guys who use their body in a certain way, like Andy Serkis. They can really like do certain good things, you know. So it was fun to do. Did you like it?
Which one do you like the most, first or second one?
I think the second one.
You like the second one?
Why?
Cool.
Because the suit was a little bit different.
Yeah, it was more like you took more for wear and armoured. They were still both a challenge, but fun, a fun challenge, which I really enjoyed. I loved the training and preparation that I put in to play Snake Eyes as well. You know, it was fun just to train for that, knowing I was going to play Snake.
When did you start doing martial arts?
When I was 7.
7.
Yes, I started competing for Great Britain when I was 14 in Wushu, and really I got into the Wushu and wanted to be doing competitions so I can work with Jackie Chan and Jet Li and get into film. So that was.
What defines Wushu for those who doesn't know what Wushu is?
Well, if you've ever seen like any kung fu forms or any type of martial art form, to me Wushu is more of an extension, an elaborate gymnastic martial art display of that, with a lot of great high kicks and flashy movements, and there's a lot of different sides to Wushu as well, but I did more of the northern side of it, where the Chang Chuan, the broadsword, the stick, and a lot of the gymnastics side.
A very dynamic martial arts style.
Yeah. Sometimes some people say it looked too flowery as well in certain things, but for me, I love Jet Li, and so to me that was a great reason to do Wushu.
How did you get the role of Darth Maul in Star Wars?
Nick Gillard, he called me in, he's a stunt coordinator, and he'd heard about my work on Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I doubled for Raiden, and played Reptar, played Baraka, and I went in for a stunt audition, even though I wasn't a stunt man, but I went in and auditioned when they were auditioning stunt guys for that, and Robin Shu, the lead actor, saw me, and because of my Wushu background, he brought me on and made me part of his team, so I worked with him and some of the Hong Kong guys, and I was on it, and I've been a big fan of Robin and Keith Cook and JJ Perry, and so I got to work with some really good stunt performers, and that was my apprenticeship into stunts and action and acting, and it was on Mortal Kombat I realised that I don't want to just do stunts, I want to actually do it, I want to be the guy doing my own stunts, and that's where I was lucky I got the call for Phantom Menace. So it really helped. Gave me that confidence and boost to learn how to do air rounds, wire work, you know, crash falls. Wish we were doing that kind of stuff in gymnastics, but not in that scale for film. So it was nice to sort of be a big kid.
During Star Wars, did you ever get any directions directly from George?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, did you ever give you any like motivation and backstory?
Yeah, when I landed the part of Darth Maul, you know, George to me was a master. You know, like I asked him where does Darth Maul come from, and he was just like, he made me feel comfortable in the sense where he goes, wherever you want, where you feel he comes from, whatever character you feel he may be, I want you to bring to the table. So that's where I use my physical side to bring to life a character. It was more on what I felt, how his presence, how his fighting style would be.
Kom åt han till mikrofonen.
Can everyone understand me?
Yes.
I never thought about that, sorry. I do tend to mumble, I'm a little jet lagged, I haven't slept since yesterday, but it's still good though. It's worth it.
What was the hardest thing for you during the Star Wars?
Hardest thing for me was when I wasn't working and making time doing nothing or waiting. And it's like that on any movie that I'm on when they ask you to. Now you have iPads and stuff like that, but you know you can catch up on Netflix. Whereas before I didn't like being still and waiting to do action sequences because most of the time you never got any preparation. It wasn't. You spend all this time warming up and ready to do this action sequence, and then they'll call you at 4 o'clock in the morning while you've been there all day. So I don't like to be still. I like to keep it moving.
And what about characterization and scenes on the sand?
Sorry?
What about makeup?
Oh, the makeup. The makeup was great. It took about 2 or 3 hours, and I would catch up on my sleep. You know, it was the perfect time because it wasn't airbrushed. It was done by brush, and because I was the first one called in the morning to be put into makeup and the last one to leave. When I finished, wrapped up for that day, I'd go to the gymnastics and get my training in. So I was getting my training in and then getting home at midnight and then be called in at 4 or 5 in the morning. So by the end of the week, I was tired. So that 3 hours for makeup was my catch-up time. And it was a good time, you know. I was 22. You're like the biggest. I've just finished Mortal Kombat and now I'm playing the bad guy in Star Wars. Wow, this is amazing. Like a few months before that, I was stacking shelves in the supermarket and competing. You know, so it was like my mind was just like, I was just on adrenaline for the whole shoot. So I just felt very lucky.
Did you keep any props from Star Wars from your character?
The only thing I wanted was the contact lenses.
Why?
It was just well, I was 22.
Right.
And it was something you never saw back then. You would never see contact lenses. You know, you couldn't buy them. And to me, for me, I had weapons and swords and sticks, and so we weren't allowed to have any props from the movie. But when I was asked if there's anything you would like, what would it be? And it was the contact lenses. I just thought it'd be funny to drive down the street, you know, especially in England. I don't know, it's like a road rage, you know, and someone cuts you up. And you just roll down your window and you've got the red eyes. I just wanted to do that. A bit like Teen Wolf, you know, Teen Wolf? You know? When I've been asked this question, like, if you had a superpower or like a mutant power, what would it be? I always thought it was cool as a kid. The dad of Michael J. Fox just going to the teacher and his eyes would go red. He didn't have to do anything. He just had to make his eyes change colour. And that fear without having to lift a finger. That would be a pretty cool superpower. So the contact lenses would be, you know, it would be just good to sort of maybe mess with someone a little bit, you know, in the sense of you just have your contact lenses in and, you know. But I did it for Toad. It made me up for Toad. We're in Toronto. And so I thought I'd relive this moment with the lenses. And so I'm all green. I've got green lenses in. My hair's all green. And I stopped off for a Subway. And I walked up and ordered my thing. It was on my way to set. No one cared. No one looked at me weird. No one like did one of these. It was just like, yeah, what can I get you? You know? I was like bright green, warts on my face, I'm in wardrobe, you know, I was starving, so we had to stop off, but no one cared. This shows you, yeah?
How was it to play Toad in X-Men? How different different techniques did you use for that character compared to Darth Maul?
Toad, I used more of an animal style. You know, some of the characters I remember from Jackie Chan were really good at some of the, you know, the animal style. So I tried to use that with Toad, you know, more moving with the body, and I wanted to use a bit of a capoeira style. But Brian didn't want that, because I felt like Toad with his legs, he could do a lot of more flipping and jumping around, so again it was all body language with Toad. You know, like usually I gained a bit of weight, so I'd, you know, be more hunched. And it was fun. I didn't want to play Toad at first, because I wanted to be Gambit or Wolverine. And I knew what Toad was like from the comics. So he was more of a hunchback, you know. So I wanted to be more like, you know, I want to be the hero X-Men. But Brian Singer, he said, Ray, this is a great opportunity for you to bring a new character to something that's already out there. So thanks to Brian, you know. So it was fun. I'd love to play Toad again. I'd like to play all my characters again. Do sequels and keep on going. So I'm old and grey. Wait a minute. I am old and grey. Keep on going. No laughter? Don't be afraid to laugh.
Well, I actually got a question also. You've been playing a couple of fantasy and sci-fi characters now. If you could choose and pick freely among movies or that have been made, or comic books or whatever, any sci-fi or fantasy character, who would you as an actor like to portray?
Well, I was attached to play Danny Rand, Iron Fist, for a long time. So it would have been nice to play Iron Fist. But I want to be part of a Batman movie. I just want to, I've said this before, I want Batman to go and hit me. You know? I want to be that guy. I want to just be part of a Batman movie. I wouldn't play Batman, but to maybe be a villain or something in it, one of the henchmen. It would be great to be something like that. And also being Star Trek. I'd love to be part of Star Trek in some way. But anything. I'll be the old geezer that you come and see that once was a great warrior in the past time. And you come and see, and I'm in a little tea house, and I've got a big belly, and I come out and do my drunken master stuff, you know? Maybe one day, with my tight jeans on, yeah.
What was the most funniest scene you ever played in Star Wars?
The funniest scene? It was more of a behind the scenes. When we were not shooting, and I was trying to just like keep going. I'd had this theme because we were playing a lot of Prodigy at the time. So Firestarter was in my head. So whenever I was Darth Maul, I'd play Firestarter to get me pumped up, and I'd be doing the running around like this as Darth Maul. And I think my buddy filmed it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. There's me with my top off with Darth Maul doing this with jean shorts on. I don't know if you've seen some of the behind footage of me in my cut-off jeans.